Welcome to another episode of Eternal Champions. I am your host and DM, Michael Trapicchino. Sitting across to the table for me today are champions Mirthal, played by Ernie.
What's up, guys?
And champion Astraios, played by Damien.
What up?
It has been a long time since we've gotten together. Corona has pretty much thrown a wrench into our recording schedule. Neon Nights was something that we could easily do because it only really requires two people. Me as the host and Damien as my co-host. But something like Eternal Champions does require more people. I personally think, as a DM, years of doing the DMing stuff, it would be boring, I think, if it's just literally one person and the DM. Right, we need at least two people. And that's why we have the amazing, talented Ernie here playing with us today, and the amazing, talented Damien, as always.
I don't know about talented. I always get
But
fucked up,
this wouldn't be a Neon Nights production without a shout-out to a certain film.
Oh, man, here we go. Hashtag release the Snyder Cut, baby. We did it. I'm always going to say that, even after I've seen this movie 800 million times. We did it, boys and girls. Hashtag watch the Snyder Cut now, boys. Let's start it. Y'all can't. You know what? This is D&D. Let's not do this again.
So we're not going to get into an hour talk about...
No, you do this all the time. Shut up.
We have to do it as a shout-out. We can't stop until it's actually out. And then we
You do the
switch.
shout out, but then you know how I itch. It's like crack. It's like being addicted. You know, it's like you're waving it in front of me. Ooh, here you go.
So, Swamp Thing, Season 2. No.
I hate you so much.
So, like I said, it's been a while. Oh, Ernie, do you have any shout-outs you want to do? Any birthdays? Any, one you want to give a call-out to?
Currently, no.
Currently, no?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
you don't wanna
If
say
I
it?
remember something.
Happy birthday, John. If you ever listen to this, I know your birthday's coming up. Happy birthday, my dude. It's alright. Who knows?
It doesn't have to be D&D, just anybody.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck you, John, by the way. How about that?
Bitch.
Wow. Friends like this. It's okay. This is a bit cathartic for me as a DM. I can torture them all I want. No, anyway.
Yeah, you know the receiver I did not have any Astraios.
My other characters in the Caesar's campaign got locked up.
I know. He told me. He sent me the long decree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I sent back to you.
And obviously, we didn't learn anything.
Well, I'm still going to wait to see what Bob thinks of what Thane just did.
Oh,
Just
God,
literally,
yeah.
boom, right to the head. Anyway,
Too many campaigns.
yeah,
Sorry.
such little time. But like I said, since it's been a long time, we'll do a brief recap. So last time on Eternal Champions, the champions Mirthal, Astraios, and Uldil, played by Ash, who unfortunately could not be here today because of prior commitments, left the town of, or village rather, of Great Oak Hollow. They left Great Oak Hollow and entered a region known as Flukemire Marsh. In Flukemire Marsh, they wound up discovering some herbs rather, or plants that they can use to their benefit for creating certain potions, some of which they know of due to good rolls, as well as some that they don't because the rolls weren't that good. There, they encountered a wandering traveler, the traveler by the name of Aidan Blackmore. Aidan assisted them in repelling what seemed like a murder of crows that had been infected in this cabin-like building that was sunken into the swamp. After that, they decided to help Aidan in his personal quest in hunting a creature known as the Carcosan Wurm, or creatures known as the Carcosan Wurms, and to go back into their den and kill their queen. They found the nest of the Carcosan Wurm, as well as the hatchery, and they dispatched the queen, as well as destroyed the eggs that were in them. Upon searching the corpse of the queen, an orb was discovered, a orb of cyan blue color, right? Where Mirthal and Uldil were drawn to it. They lifted the orb, touched it, and were completely whited out. And that's where we're going to pick up today. Okay. So, Uldil. Oh, not Uldil, sorry. Mirthal. Uldil is standing beside you. You stand upon a beach, waves lapping against the shore. Sitting on the beach in what looks like a driftwood patio chair is a man, or what you think is a man, just sitting there enjoying a drink in a coconut. Nothing around you other than just endless beach for miles and miles on each end.
I look at Uldil. See if he recognizes anything. As soon as
Uldil looks back at you, shrugs his shoulders.
I approach, is the man facing me or is he
He's
facing
looking out.
towards the
He's
water?
facing out towards the water,
Okay. So
and he's just enjoying leisurely, just enjoying a drink inside a coconut.
I make my way over to him. Greetings.
He looks over to you, eyebrow raised, unamused. Oh, you? How did you get here?
You know of me?
I know of someone who knows of you. What's your passive perception?
Good question.
Yes, that is.
My passive is 11.
11? That's enough. You notice there's a quick moment where he looks at the mark on your arm and then away.
Most people you know that person in some way, shape, or form. Who are you, might I ask, being that you know so much?
Oh, well, I'm Fontis.
Oh,
Yes, the Fontis.
sounds so familiar.
You you recovered a plant in the swamp that had very powerful restorative properties. Just to remind you, because I know it's been a long time. Called the Tear of Fontis. It was basically an incredibly powerful plant that can be used in a potion that can essentially grant the individual who consumes the potion the same effects of the reincarnation spell, essentially.
So you're Fontis.
The one and only.
I seen the plans. That means the name after you are doing some good things in the world still.
Wait, repeat that?
The plans that you have, or at least the name after you, are doing right things in the world. Where have you been?
Oh, I've been here, enjoying my leisure time, of course. Yeah, those mortals, they tend to be funny with those names.
That is true. So where exactly is here?
Oh, well, you picked up the orb, I'm assuming.
Correct.
Where did you find it?
In the nest of a beast.
And that nest would be... You see, I don't really have much information of where the orb goes once I'm inside here.
Understood. So we're inside the orb.
In a manner of speaking, physically, no.
So we're in outer space.
Sort of,
Like
but
a pocket dimension of sorts.
think of it as a pocket dimension for me, but more of a mindscape for you. So you're still standing outside, holding this orb, your companion too. And he looks at Uldil, unsavory. He's a bit grimy. Snaps his fingers, and all the dirt and grime on Uldil that had been acquired through years of travel, as well as the encounter through Fluke Meyer Marsh, just literally wash away. There's almost like a deluge of water rising from his feet and just shoots up and then washes everything off of him.
Okay.
I think you need a little cleaning too. And he snaps his finger, and the same thing happens to you. What?
You did it too fast, and I would beat him to it.
Oh,
I would
okay.
be present instantaneously myself.
We'll do a roll. You want to do a roll off?
Why not?
Just a d20 roll. All right. Whoever rolls the best.
5.
19. Right here. You can take a look if you want.
You got smoke.
So
Yeah.
19 right there. Yeah. So he snaps before you can even think of the spell, right?
Mhm.
Or the cantrip rather, and the deluge of water rises up and cleans you entirely. You are spotless. You are cleaner than pretty much than the day you were born.
Well, thank you kindly.
Oh, it's more from me. You were quite offensive to the senses. Malodorous is putting it lightly.
I wouldn't be surprised. I've been through a rough month for a while now.
Well then,
Mhm.
if that's the case, talk to Papa Fontis. Tell him everything he needs to know.
Well, why don't you tell me what I need to know about this orb and why am I so drawn to it?
Well, that little mark on your arm is what drew you to it. Unfortunately, it's not the right mark. You're not my champion. You're my sister's.
Religion check to see how true that is?
Go ahead. Oh, you might want to do an insight, not religion.
Yeah, you're right.
You'll see.
Insight.
Yeah. Not as old as it seems, my friend. Not as old as it seems.
It's a horrible roll. Let's see what my insight is. 4.
You're like, sister? You do a religion check now.
Okay, that's better. Wow, I'm not
My
really
good rolls are
either.
continuing from the night before.
15.
15. You don't recall your patron have. I don't want. Do you mind if I say who your patron
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
or oh,
that's
you don't
fine.
recall the Raven Queen having a brother, especially one that's so uncouth as this one.
I was not aware that she had a brother.
She has several.
Really?
Yes. You've spoken to my sister, have you not? You found her orb?
Yes. Wait, her orb? No.
Then how did you get that mark?
So I had a dream of finding something like that, and then I woke in this world where I currently found your orb.
Give me a perception roll. See ya.
Never tops.
It's all good. 3. No.
The dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
You notice immediately the look on his face goes from confused very quickly to you're shitting me, right? That type of look, like,
Mm-hmm.
you clever bastard. You did it again, didn't you? And he's not talking to you. You can
Yeah.
clearly tell he's referring to someone else as a power to be that might be interfering in certain affairs that shouldn't be.
So are you telling me, in the orb within the orb within the orb?
No, not at all. What was the... Please. What happened when you got that mark? Verbatim. As a DM, I remember, but...
Yeah. I awoke in a friend's castle. Let's say I ran into a traveling companion of mine. We got assailed by a creature. We defeated the creature. We ran out. And we were in this land.
I need the prologue, not the first chapter.
I awoke with like a lake of some kind, and it started lighting up. As I went down the path, the orb with the mark of my mistress was on it, and I reached and I grabbed it, and that's all I really remember.
14. Your mistress?
Well,
I've never known my sister to go under that title. She has many titles, but mistress is not one of them.
what title do you mainly know her by?
That bitch, usually, when she's interfering in my affairs. Or that skank when she's interfering with my other affairs. Anyway. Your mistress's name.
I'll give you one of her names, as you say. The Raven Queen.
Give me a perception roll again. Yeah.
That is going to be a 17.
17?
Yeah.
The look, like before, the look quickly changes and his eyes widen, right? And you can read the look as that look that people get when they've said too much that they shouldn't have said without realizing that the person that they're talking to about this like important information is not necessarily maybe the right person, or they're not sure if that was the right person they should be talking to. And he looks and he goes, "Oh, her. Wrong patron, or rather, you never spoke to my sister."
What do you mind won't tell me about the sister now? I'm already involved. Can't hurt.
You're involved in ways you may not want to be involved by certain people, my brother in particular, that bastard, that are getting you in over your head.
I've been over my head for a long time. By all means, continue.
Well then, seeing as how you found this orb, you are going to have to travel somewhere to possibly get my sister's orb, who you are a champion of, and it is not your Raven Queen.
I check.
Yeah.
I believe him. It doesn't matter.
What is it? Oh, natural one.
It's a 2.
Oh. Yeah, he's being pretty truthful right now.
Tell me more about your sister and why she chose me.
Oh, she didn't choose you. No. Seeing as how you've never found her orb, someone chose you for her. My brother, I'm assuming.
And who is your brother?
Oh, he has several names. I usually call him that bastard. Also, I call him Skank sometimes as well. Long history of debauchery in the family.
I see.
His name is Meshiaver.
Okay.
Looking at notes?
Yeah, I'm trying to add to it, but it won't let
Oh,
me with
okay.
that.
My bad. I thought you wanted a rebuttal.
No. Unfortunately, I don't have anything on here. And my notepad is missing.
Gotcha. I don't have anything on me right now. I moved
okay.
everything.
I'll rewrite it when I get home.
Okay. And I can
Off
always
the
send you the stuff
audio.
as well.
Yeah.
Brother's name is Meshiaver. He happens to be, well, like my other siblings, we all happen to be aspects of creation. There are gods, and then there are us. Who made who? We made who. Your mistress, as you call it, the Raven Queen, was once a champion for my sister. And then, through completing of her task, she was granted the gift of apotheosis. And if you wish, you may be granted that gift. That's your choice. There have been those that have wished for far less and far more humbler.
Interesting.
But anyway, my sister's name is Aresh. She's the aspect of death.
Nice. Okay.
All death. Before her, there was no death. In the beginning, there was the great gap. And then first came my brother, the one who I assume pulled you into here. Why, I don't know. And then he was bored. So, he pleaded with the gap. And the gap granted him my sister, who you are champion of, Aresh, death. And then the rest is history. You don't need to know it. It's boring.
Not to me. Please, continue.
Oh, my lord. Of course, I have to deal with the knowledgeable ones. Anyway. Then came the rest of us. There was myself, Fontis, the life of the party, of course. Then there was my sister, Vulcan. Then my brother, Eros. And then finally, my other brother, Gracchus.
You were like rat if my junior.
Gracchus I have no problem with. He's a bit of a stick in the mud, no pun intended, if you catch my drift.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a bit stern, rock hard. No pun intended again.
For the first time in a long time, you see Mirthal and Uldil
Laughing?
caught a little smile. He normally shows no emotion, but now he's smiling.
You're quite handsome, I must say.
Thank you.
It's a shame that you're not my champion. Oh. And he looks at Uldil. Oh, that mark. Oh, you're Terracoa's champion. Mm.
And just to be clear, Terracola's the one that he's probably pulling everybody in.
No, that's Meshiver. There,
Okay.
the several. I'll make a
Yeah.
list for you guys once everything, and I'll clarify because this is basically world creation myth type stuff, level stuff.
Okay.
I'll send you also a list of the mythos of this world, essentially. Yeah. It's just a little too much to lore dump in like a dialogue to naturally occur.
Oh no, that's fine. It's perfectly fine for me.
Yeah. Oh, I see you're Terracoa's champion. I'm surprised brother even bothered to give him a champion. He's usually gallivanting across the universes. Something about rock and roll, man. Anyway. Seeing as how you're not my champion, and I'm in need of a champion, would you do me a solid, and I'll grant you a solid?
Say the last part one more time, Michael.
Grant me a solid, and I will grant you a solid.
If the terms are agreeable, what is it you require?
Find me a champion. That's all. Someone who's a looker, though. Boy, girl, doesn't matter to me. Someone.
I have somebody that you are probably gonna love if he's willing.
Oh, well then.
I'm
Do
gonna warn
tell.
you now. He's an international, and he will
Not
ask
on
you
good terms so far.
a ton of questions.
Oh, I'm already hating him already.
But if you manage to get his trust, you'll have no lack of an ally. He is something special.
Fine. I guess beggars can't be choosers, especially when slim pickings are around.
So, question for you.
Yes.
If I find you the champion and I have needed you, can I count on you?
Oh, absolutely. My word is my bond. And I will do you an additional solid right now. It may or may not be there still. It's hard to keep up with the times when you're in a pocket dimension of sorts that acts as a mindscape for others. But last I knew, the Orb of Aresh was somewhere referenced as the grave of the world.
I'm just writing this in my phone notes. I had enough.
Okay. I don't have a notebook nearby, but
Grave of the world, Orb of Aresh.
once you get that orb, or acquire it rather, speak with my sister. She'll be able to tell you what your quest will be, should you accept it. Of course, it's all by choice. This was not thrusted upon you on your own volition. You were misled by somebody who I very much already assume who it is, just by the MO. So she will most likely grant you a pardon if you don't accept it. But if you do, and you do complete it, like I said, you are granted a wish. That can be anything from apotheosis, very much like your mistress, the Raven Queen, respectfully. Or it could be something as simple as wanting to have a patch of farmland in some nowhere country, just farming the rest of your days in solitude and solace.
Sounds like a story I heard. But, okay. How do I wake up now to find you no champion?
Snaps his fingers. You wake up. But before we get to that, Astraios, I need you to roll for initiative.
Oh, man. Come on.
Don't worry, you have help. Not much help. You rolled a natural 1.
I rolled a 2.
So,
Hold on, 2.
while this is going on, while Mirthal and Uldil are just standing there in a catatonic state, they look like in a complete stupor, holding this orb in their hand, right? You feel a rumbling, as well as your compatriot, who is looking a little rough, right? Not rough, but He looks a little different. Where there should be flesh and maybe bone exposed, you see underneath a metallic-esque endoskeleton exposed for Aidan Blackmore.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
Explaining.
Yes, a metallic endoskeleton was revealed. He looks at you and he goes, I can explain everything later. And as he says this, erupting from the ground is an infected black worm.
Oh boy, here we go.
It rolled a 17
My initiative was 4 total.
plus 2,
So 19.
so
Yep.
19. It goes first.
I would think so.
I'm going to roll a D100 to determine whether it goes after you or it goes after Aidan, because you guys are within proximity of each other. 78, it will attack Aidan first.
Okay.
Okay. So it doesn't notice you right away.
Okay.
It cocks its head at Aidan. Bends its neck back, looking like it's about to regurgitate, and acid breath. So I need to do a DC of 11, 14 plus 2, 16. Aidan makes the save.
Nice.
But still, he takes half as much, though. 8. That's not good. 4, 12. 14. 22. That's cocked. 30. Cut that in half. 15 points of acid damage is dealt as this infected black worm. And when I say worm, I mean something. It looked like the Carcosan Wurm, right? But it's
Jesus
black,
Christ.
right? As opposed to the yellowish hue that you saw from the Carcosan Wurms earlier. Spews acid
Okay.
onto Aidan, dealing 15 points of damage to it. Go. Your turn.
I'm gonna. What the fuck? I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire on it.
Fairy fire?
Yeah.
You sure?
No. Not at all. Man.
See, because the way it ended last time, you guys whited out and there was a rumbling in the ground. So I've been waiting several months to do this encounter. It's not a difficult encounter, but seeing as how both of you are a little rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, no. Aidan rolled a natural one, so it doesn't matter. Okay. His initiative was +1.
Yeah, you use Fairy Fire on it right now.
Fairy fire?
Yep.
Okay.
What is it? That's already saved?
Yeah. I got to pull up the stat quickly. Oh, this sucks. Read this. Is the spell specifically is it specific? Remind me, allies or everyone?
Each object in a 20 foot cube within range is
Each
outlined.
object?
My choice.
Object. Okay. 20-foot cube.
Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails a dexterity saving
Okay.
throw.
Where's my dice? 13.
Nope.
Doesn't make the save?
No.
Okay. So describe to me the fairy fire. How does it look as you cast it?
Well, it's gonna be
Jazz
like
hands.
you know how when a flame goes down and it like spreads out
Yeah.
and you
It
get
like
the blue and orange.
yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do on. But you can see it's like an outline of blue.
Like a flash burn basically. Okay.
Bang.
Okay. And so this creature is now outlined.
Yes.
That
Can you
costs.
show me what you did again? I'm sorry.
Oh, my back.
Oh, okay.
That's
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's on my account. That's why.
More
Use the spell slot. Yeah.
Yep.
You can't do it.
Oh, okay. Copy. Alright.
So you used your action to cast the fairy fire. You have your bonus action still. What can you do with your bonus action?
Let's see. Holy shit. Where can
Nothing right now? Okay. So you do have movement. You're not within the attack range of this creature as far as you know. So would you like to back up, move closer?
No. I'm gonna stay right there because
Okay.
I want to pay attention to my. What's his name again?
Aidan.
Aidan, yeah.
Yes.
I want to make sure Aidan's
Mr. Blackmore. Okay. So, Aidan's turn. Aidan, having used a lot of his spells, he literally has one spell still left. He's gonna go big or go home. Use the dice roll.
He has advantage.
Oh, he has advantage.
Because
Oh,
Fairy
okay.
Fire outlined the.
Okay. Thank God, because the first roll was a 5.
Oh,
The second one's a 23.
Yeah,
You see as he claps his hands together, and you see 3 orange orbs just arise from it as he separates the two. You know this spell as Scorching Ray. So he's hurling it at all 3 orbs at this target. First one was a 23 to hit, and that's going to do 2d6, if I'm not mistaken. 8. Second attack, because I have to roll for each orb.
yeah.
Oh, with advantage, though. 18, that hits. Okay. So that's 8. Ooh, 7. Okay. Last attack. Oh, so close to getting a natural 20.
20.
Nah, 18 again, he rolls. So. Snake eyes, of course. It was, 8 plus 7 plus 2.
17.
There we go. 17 points of fire damage as these scorching rays just cut across this thing's flesh. As they cut across this creature's flesh, you notice that as the flesh separates and it's cauterized, pus spills out of it and spews out. Thankfully, you guys are out of range. Otherwise, maybe some sort of constitution roll might have to be rolled. And it sprays out before the heat from the scorching ray fully cauterizes these lacerations. It's the creature's turn.
Oh, boy.
Having been attacked by Aidan, pretty pissed at Aidan, it's going to attack him. First I need to roll. Gets his acid breath back.
Perfect.
Okay. He's gonna again slither away since it's out of the. Does Fairy Fire stop working as soon as it's out of the radius, or is it
No.
it stays on
but
for a minute?
It happened in the spell again.
I forgot.
It might
It's-
be over if I got hit.
Fairy Fire. Any attack roll against affected creature or object has advantage to attack. Can see it, and the affected creature or object can't benefit.
No, so
Visible up to 1 minute.
up so it's outlined.
Concentration. So I'm
It's,
concentrating.
yeah, and he hasn't attacked you, so he's outlined for 1 minute. Thank you for reminding me. So 1 minute's basically 10 turns
Yeah.
or 10 rounds.
Jesus
He
Christ.
slithers. This thing is huge. It slithers out of the ground because it wasn't fully emerged yet. Now you see this thing's about probably like 30, 40 feet, right? It's huge. And it slithers and it
Excuse me.
goes behind Aidan and it's going to try to wrap around him.
Oh man, that's never good.
Let's see what Aiden's going to do an athletics roll. Oh, God. 23. Okay. Aidan is able to resist the grapple.
Mm-hmm.
The creature's turn ends. Now it's your turn, Astraios. Remember, you're concentrating on the spell, so you can't, unfortunately, cast a spell. You can do cantrips, though.
Yep.
I literally just saw one when you said that. Now I can't find that bullshit. That's
The ones on the
Make sure you're
top,
speaking to the mic, though.
pass, no problem.
oh, I could do that one, right? Because of that.
Yes, it's a cantrip.
Okay, so I am going to cast Firebolt.
Okay. Yeah, you still have advantage, so go ahead. Roll away.
Oh shit! Oh shit! No, I got this right here, cuz. I got this right here, cuz. Natural 20 will rip. Let's go, kid. Let's go, kid. Let's go, kid. 17
You have
plus.
advantage?
Okay.
You have advantage.
Oh, yes.
That's right.
In case you roll a natural 20.
Okay, so
Okay, so
17,
17
plus
plus-
6, 20.
17s in a row.
No,
No.
Oh, okay.
so 17 plus 6,
Yep.
23.
You definitely hit.
Okay,
Roll it D10.
that's this one, right?
The one that roll. Yeah,
Okay,
that's it.
give me a 10 off rip.
9.
9.
Plus,
Okay.
is there a spell attack modifier? Like a bonus?
I don't know if that's that yet.
No,
Does it
not
say
yet.
not yet?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Because it depends on the class
On the
cantrip.
fifth
stuff like that.
level.
5th level?
I get to go one more D.
Gotcha. Okay. So you do 9 points of fire damage again as it strikes this creature where it was focusing on Aidan. It cocks its what you assume is its head because it looks like a flatworm essentially. It has like basically or like a lamprey has like
Yeah.
that open maw with a series of teeth protruding
Also
out
looks that a little bit.
and like a beak.
Looks like that a little bit.
That's a snake.
I know.
No, it's more like a lamprey.
Okay.
So It has like a. I'll show you a picture of a lamprey
Okay.
later. Has like a little like a squid-like beak
Oh, okay.
among these row of teeth as well.
Okay.
Is that it?
As of I think I don't know. How's Aidan looking?
Aiden's looking okay. Like it's hard to determine how Aiden's looking because right now he's missing flesh, right? But you don't know whether that flesh is purely cosmetic or if it's actually something that's important to him.
Yeah, I'm not in the combat.
Right.
For rules,
Mm-hmm.
are you doing the rule where as long as it's not a concentration spell, he can cast another spell?
He can cast as long as
Or
it's not concentration, he can cast any other spell.
okay.
So since he's concentrating on Fairy Fire right now, he can't do any spell above
It has
cantrip.
concentration? Or?
They can't do concentration or that isn't a cantrip.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you know your options.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You got one more level, and
So
you
he can
gotta
cast
do
another
one
spell,
more.
but it'll break the concentration. Yeah.
okay.
But cantrips are free game.
Okay.
I'm actually trying to determine whether certain cantrips
But I know it's
at certain levels can be bonus actions, like an outhouse roulette.
on what rules you use. But I know
Yeah.
that some of them you do a spell slot, and
Right.
is not a concentration.
Okay, so what?
Okay.
Where's the creature at? The creature's trying to.
The
wrap its-
creature,
like it was
the
wrapping
creature
itself-
is about. You're about. It was 20 feet. I would say about 40. No, about 50 feet away from. I'm trying to visualize this. I wish I had a board. 50 feet away from you. It's behind Aidan. So yeah. Its attention is focusing on you though,
Okay.
because you just blasted it.
In the face.
Do right now. I'll pass my turn right now.
Okay, so you're not gonna move or anything.
No.
Okay, so it's Aiden's turn now. He's only got first level spell slots left. So Aiden, seeing this going on, he's going to cast Thunderwave.
Awesome.
Creature's going to have to make a con save.
One
I
more time.
don't-
Roll that beautiful
I-
beam footage.
No, the creature doesn't get disadvantage.
When you get advantage on your rolls. don't
He's
you?
not doing an
No.
attack roll. He's not
It's
doing
a
a ranged
spell
attack.
save.
It's a spell save.
Oh,
So
If it's
spell-
an attack,
yeah.
then-
So, creature fails, gets a 5 altogether.
Sound like a fucking
Yeah.
Chinese guy right there. You heard me? Oh, fucking Chinaman.
Okay, 10 points of thunder damage as he outlines these strange arcane runes in the middle of the air, and then boom, an eruption of thunder just from his body, pushing out 15 feet through this creature. The creature has these boils on it that begin to pop as well. He has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, now
'Cause he's right next to it.
Make the throw. I'm gonna ask a question.
Natural 1, he does not make it.
Perfect.
I love this in-person D&D. Discord's okay, but in person's the best.
No, wait, better seeing the reactions.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this isn't good for Aiden.
Oh, no.
7, 9, 17.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. 25 points of acid damage as one of these pustules erupts from the thunder damage and spills on him. Whatever skin was left on his face is gone. And part of the metal looks like it has little pock marks from the corrosion of the acid. What were you going to say?
That's the Terminator with a red glowing eye.
He doesn't have red glowing eyes, but he does resemble somewhat of the T-800. So, but no red glowing eyes though. His eyes are more of an amber color.
All right.
Yeah. Or at least the eye. What would you assume would? Well, you're not there, but
I'm
if
not
you
there.
were there, the eyes you assume Astraios are an amber color, or where they would be. Whatever. Anyway, having been just attacked by, okay, this creature is actually starting to look really rough, right? Having just been attacked by Aiden, its attention goes from you back to Aiden. You can quickly surmise that this thing is going to attack the last creature that essentially attacked it. and is going to go for the creature it also views as the biggest threat. So it viewed you as the biggest threat for a second, and then now it views Aidan as the biggest threat.
Okay.
It is now your turn.
I have one slot left, right? Of magic, right? Yeah.
You have
Because I use
Cast it
fairy
fairy
fire.
fire.
no. You have 2 slots left.
Oh, okay.
Cause firebolt is a cantrip.
It's a cantrip, yes.
Okay, right.
Cantrips don't expend spell
Okay.
slots.
I asked Aidan, I'm like, "Are you alright? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what are you?"
Little worse for wear. I can talk about that later when I'm not dying or
Okay.
facing death.
Okay, so now this. Do I have to stop concentrating and use that?
And you
according
see-
to the rules,
Yes,
that
so
is-
to use another spell that isn't a cantrip, you'd have to break concentration. When you also say he rips off like a piece of like skin that was just like almost like a loose hangnail. He just tears it off and throws it on the ground, and it slurps onto the ground as it hits the surface.
All right. So.
Decisions.
Yeah, word. I don't know what to do.
As the
right
sweat rolls down,
Astraios' his forehead. He looks at his D&D Beyond app.
now.
Oh my lord, what spell?
I don't know what to do.
Too much pressure, man. Why'd you start combat right away? This is just the prologue, people.
So I'm gonna break concentration. I'm gonna take my crossbow out.
Okay. That doesn't break
Well, I'll be-
concentration.
No, not regular attack.
Nope.
Break the
No,
concentration.
just another spell of first level or higher.
All right. So then I attack with my crossbow.
Okay, you get advantage on the attack roll.
Here we go,
Something I will allow, just for future reference, when you're in combat, if you're using a ranged weapon, I should have specified this when we first started, like months ago, almost like a year ago already. If you have a bow and arrow or a crossbow or like a ballista or whatever, and you say, I want to aim at the person's head, you can aim at the person's head. And if you roll high enough, like I'll change the DC, obviously, because it's a specific shot. But if you roll high enough, you can headshot someone. So you can turn like what could have been like a 3-round combat encounter into literally 1 if you roll high enough and headshot the person.
Like I did.
You told them they're wrong.
No, there are going to be some enemies that it doesn't work on because of either you don't meet the DC or chances are they're undead or something. But if you want to like technically assassinate like an enemy, right, like that from range, go ahead.
I ended a bow battle in 1 turn.
I know Vorpal Blade. I heard.
I love it.
I heard the story.
It's my BP hold. So I'll
This is
attack
going live. So
17, and then I get advantage, right? 'Cause it's the same
yeah.
thing, I think.
Well, 17 plus. 17 plus.
Yeah.
All right, so 17 plus 21.
It hits. It hits.
Roll the
This thing
damage.
doesn't really have a
Which one-
high
which one's
AC.
that one?
The 8 is the one that is like an diamond almost. Right there.
Oh, this one.
I said the wrong kind of.
So 2. No, just 1d8. So 2 plus 4.
2 plus 4.
No, 4 total.
Oh, 4 total.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, what spell was this?
This
That
is
was
a
your crossbow.
Oh, crossbow.
And you aim for the head?
No.
Curiosity?
No.
Okay.
So- You shoot your crossbow, and it literally cuts through this thing like jello, right? Its skin is, it almost resembles somewhat like a viscous ichor, right? Where the skin itself, like if you probably were to touch it, it would
Mhm.
probably have like some sort of like gelatinous type of texture to it.
Oh, boy.
And it slurps right through this creature. And as it slurps right through this creature, Aidan has to make another Constitution saving throw. He makes it. I don't even have to look. 16, natural 16's high enough. But he still takes half damage.
Of course. Of
6,
course.
7,
God, man.
15,
I feel bad for the Terminator.
20. Cut that in half. 10 points of acid damage as more of this corrosive
Oh, my
pus
God.
just spills on him. And you actually, not only do you see, like, if stink lines could exist, this is it. This is the actual physical descriptor of stink lines on him. He's going to need a long shower if he survives this. And he's actually now starting to look rough because the metal that is his endoskeleton or his being is becoming pot marked, essentially. It looks like basically the xenomorph's acid when it spills onto the hull of a ship. Yeah, and it's starting to eat away and corrode.
Okay, so for my bonus action, I'm going to use Healing Word.
Okay.
If you need that, remember you break the
You break the
That's-
concentration.
That's fine. He's looking pretty bad to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna use Healing Word. It's 1d4. Those food.
That's 4, so 8.
8. So 8 points of healing. It restores him, and you the metal itself doesn't get better, right? But you get the sensation based off of how he's holding himself. It's helped him considerably.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kept him just a little bit more off of death's door.
Perfect.
Away from the Raven Queen.
That's what I wanted to do.
Okay. But yeah, the metal itself hasn't been mended, but he goes from clutching his side to clutching his side but not bending, like slouched over.
Not like he has to take a shit.
Yeah, basically.
got it.
Yeah. Yeah, essentially. It is his turn. He's going to try to distance himself as much as possible, just in case, because he doesn't want to get acid dumped on him again, or corrosive pus.
That's my beat.
But the creature gets an attack of opportunity on him.
Yes.
That's not good. Yeah, that's it. Oh, that's a hit. Yeah, that's a hit. So as Aidan runs, the creature does get a hit. Thankfully, it's not much. Let's do the percent dice because it's the same shit as a D10. 12 points of piercing damage as... Oh, and it has an additional 1d4 acid damage.
What the?
And he said not too much.
So it takes 12 points of piercing damage as it bites into him, and then another 2 points of acid damage as it pumps the acid into him. This part, like the right side of his, what would be his rib cage, actually concaves a little bit. And he continues running, but there is a significant limp to him.
Okay.
He's gonna need some serious mending, like not just healing, but mending after this. But he does get away.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh no.
And he's looking really pissed. He moves only about 15 feet. He's going to cast Burning Hands.
Oh, wait.
A creature has to make a dex save.
Right, so that was my second
Creature
spell
makes it's
used,
a
right?
12, so
Yeah,
16.
can you add one more?
creature.
Yep.
It takes half as much on a failed, right? Yes. So 3d6. Ooh, not much. He ejects his palm out. Again, very painfully though, and you could see he's gritting his metallic teeth as he's doing this, as he's making the arcane sigils in the air, and you see a plume of fire just erupt from his hand, a cone of it, and it engulfs the creature. The creature takes 7 points of fire damage. The creature's looking really rough, and a lot of like the open boils and sores that were on its body from the pustules that erupted, right, get cauterized, and any more that do pop don't affect Aidan because he's now far away from it. It is now the creature's turn. Man, Aidan's not having a good time.
No, he's not.
What's his
Yeah,
hit?
I'm
Let
not
me
either. All I see is my dude just melt.
He's
Like,
getting.
what is he doing?
He's sending the future, right?
Wow.
Come with me if you want to die. No. You see his arm falls off from the acid.
Well, he has a thumbs up.
Yeah, exactly.
Come with me if you want to live. Psych, bang. Bang.
Do.
It was all a ploy from the first movie.
So the creature, I'm so done. The creature winds up slithering its way to Aidan because Aidan's the last one again. It's just the way the initiative roll is. He's just getting fucked from that. Oh, that hits.
Of course. Of course.
He was a York guide. Well, that you have a flint and pop with him.
9, 11,
Jesus.
14 points of damage in total. Aidan's looking really rough. This creature bites and pumps more acid into him. And he winds up biting him from the back, right? You see basically what is his, like what would normally be the skeletal structure of the spine, right? Erode. And it reveals what passes for a nervous system for his character, right? Because he is, of course, a metallic being, of course. And you see just a vibrant, like, blue light as you see, like, what could be basically electrical signals passing up and down this thing. He's looking really rough, as is this creature. So this could be it for Aidan boy. It depends.
Aidan boy.
It's your move, Astraios.
Of course.
Yes, Astraios.
Find the trap card.
Come on, Astraios. No
Hold on,
pressure.
Hold on.
Could very well be an NPC that has a lot of info that can help you.
You could do this more than once or no?
What?
Yeah.
This?
Which one, bro? You have 2 weapon bodies and him stab him once and then stab him again. But you gotta get close.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I
And
can't.
that's rolling.
No, but I can't use this.
Oh, that you only do it once, but
What is it?
Okay. Fireball. I used it already.
Oh, Firebolt? Yeah, you can use Firebolt again. It's a cantrip.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can use cantrips as many times as you want. Thane is
I thought-
using a lot of cantrips because he spent all his spell slots.
oh yeah.
I wanted to end those combat encounters quick, and I was tired.
Well, you have another way of getting the map.
Yeah, but I used it already. The ring.
You have one more.
No, I used it already.
Strongholds.
All right, I'm gonna use Firebolt.
I have to relook at the Warlock Stronghold then. I completely glazed that over. So I can use the Strong... Even though I'm not in the Strongholds area?
If I remember
13
correctly.
plus.
Well, let me double check that, because I don't want to...
19 total for
19?
Firebolt.
Oh, that hits. That hits. Man, you guys are getting really good with the rolls right today.
That's the reason why I
Don't
made
say.
the encounter
Don't say
harder.
that.
Oh, okay.
Don't say that.
Because
That's
I have to double check then if we're talking about another campaign, everybody.
D10, right?
Yes, that's a neat.
2 plus.
That's it.
That's 2. That's it. 2.
Oh, wait.
2 fire
Yeah,
damage.
of course. Thanks.
First, how do you want to do this?
Oh.
Wow.
Creature,
nice.
like I said, both him and Aidan. If
It were
you'll
the
see,
either
you'll
one.
see, you'll see. Yeah, literally,
ahead. Surprise
the
me.
creature was literally at 1. So,
Surprise me.
because Aidan was doing a lot of heavy lifting, basically.
Yeah.
So you put out your hand, right? The energies, the arcane energies, coalesce, and it looks like raw arcane energy, right? Not fire at first, and it shoots out into a straight line, something you haven't seen before. You're thinking, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And as this line of this line of arcane energy cuts through the air, you see a second wave of fire follow after it and strike this creature, engulfing the creature into into a pyre. Aidan has to make a save.
Oh my god. Please, Aidan.
He made the save.
Chris.
Finally, he failed 2 saves, but he still takes half damage.
Oh.
Fuck.
1, 4,
Oh my god.
12, 16, only 8 points of acid damage as this creature erupts and belches out its last gasp of noxious acid onto Aidan as it collapses. Aidan is still alive, but any semblance of humanity there that was flesh is gone, and the metal that makes up his being is highly eroded, is incredibly eroded, and has been damaged severely.
Uh-huh. I was thinking about doing that.
I saw the
I
spell.
was thinking about doing that. Yeah.
So,
But I had to make a choice.
combat has ended,
Uh-huh.
right? And as this combat ends, Mirthal and Uldil snap out of their stupor. And what you see before you is this, and it's a malodorous stench, as Fontes would say, right? And it quickly attracts your attention because it reeks. Like it makes you want to gag, but you're not quite there yet.
Oh, so like the Dutch oven. Think Dutch oven.
Yeah,
fuck
exactly.
you.
Um,
I'll never forget that nasty ass smell. You bastard.
So yes, it's like a Dutch oven. Anyway, and so you see this smoldering corpse. It's malodorous, and you see Astraios, and then you see something you haven't seen before: a walking, talking metal tin man, a skeleton, essentially. Right?
Mhm.
You have no. Give me actually.
Well, I just noticed the metal before Aiden.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
You saw the metal beforehand. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll let that roll.
I don't really know if I can recognize him now.
Right.
What
You
he
you can
was.
assume. I have to relive. I thought that was after you guys went to the orb. Anyway,
Right before
that was
we
right
touched the
before?
Stone,
okay.
we know this now.
You see what could be Aidan, but he looks like I said, a metallic endoskeleton with armor and clothes on.
Astraios, you were right.
I'm fine.
And
I'm okay.
you see Aidan's limping towards
Aiden's fucked up.
towards Astraios. Yeah, I've had better days, mate.
Shit. I don't think I have anything that to help with him. So,
I'm out of spell slots.
I want.
No, I used it.
He used it.
For the fire. Just
That was
No,
for a
Firebolt is a
cantrip.
cantrip.
Oh, right. Okay.
Firebolt's a cantrip.
Cure wounds. My last spell slot.
Okay, you do it.
Roll 1d8.
It will be this. Nope.
No.
This one.
Nice.
Eight,
8 of whatever.
4, 12.
12? 12 points of healing. As now that you see that somewhat of a nervous system exposed, right?
Uh-huh.
You see what frayed bits that were damaged are mended and healed. You can assume that this biomechanical aspect of him
Mhm.
is that nervous system, and that the metal is very much is metal. Somehow, maybe there's an enchantment you don't know. Maybe an enchantment. You are an artificer, so you are familiar with some of this, but not expert at it.
Mhm.
So, but you do mend a lot of the bio aspect to his mechanicalness. So. Much appreciated.
I gotta get one of these though. I ran out.
Okay.
Something. One of those or
Yeah,
What?
pearl worth 100
a
gold.
pearl or an owl feather.
Is it? Does it say specific gold, or does it say?
100 GP. per
Oh, okay. I was
minute.
about to say you could get an arcane focus. Usually that can go across
Yeah.
that, but if it has a gold value to it, arcane focus doesn't count.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that'd be super broken.
Yep.
It would be nice now.
It would be.
Because I would have touched him and I identified. Like, what the fuck are you?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
So combat has ended. We'll do experience once the session's over. Just remind me
Mhm,
what
I
it is.
will.
So that encounter's over.
Astraios, I have something you're not gonna believe me until you see it.
There's a lot of things that I could believe now. All teleporting in my sleep. I killed my parents back in the day. Like, there's a lot of stuff in this world that is very hard for me not to believe.
Alright, well, there are gods, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever met something that's above a god?
No.
An aspect of creation?
I never knew things like that existed.
Neither did I, but they do.
Is your character at all experienced with religion at all?
Because
Because I know based off your backstory, you have experience.
a little bit. He is, yeah. He has a little bit of religion.
He has a little bit of religion.
Yeah, he's +4 in religion. Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I really don't know about them because I really didn't want to know about them. I know certain things because I'm going towards a goal. That's why I know what I know.
This one might be able to
Give
help
me
you.
a religion roll. Sorry, just give me a religion roll.
Let's see. 14.
14 plus 4? Or just
No,
14?
14.
14?
Total.
You haven't heard of aspects of creation, but you have heard of various creation myths that varied from culture to culture, right?
Mhm.
A lot of them do revolve around similar premises of there being nothing and then all of a sudden there is something.
Okay.
How that something came to be varies very much like the Norse pantheon, where they had the Muspelheim and, Niflheim, the flame and the ice meeting, creating the sea where the cow and the block meet and all that jazz.
Mhm.
And the various other different creation myths.
Okay.
But never heard of anything such as like an aspect of creation. The highest level of divinity you always assumed were the gods.
Yeah. No idea what the fuck those things are.
Well, you know that plant we found? What is it?
Tierfontis.
The Tierfontis?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is Fontis.
He just holds up an orb. My dude.
He's a flower.
He's a
No,
ball. No, I'm
what
just-
flower is named after? You know how a heal
Mm-hmm.
pretty much anything
Mm-hmm.
is in theory based upon him,
Okay.
and he's looking for a champion. The reward is that you get a wish granted.
No. Nope.
Oh no, wait, let me finish. Why don't
Mhm.
you talk to him and see what he has to say for yourself? Because there's no better chosen character than you.
I'll talk to him.
I'll go with you.
Sure. You don't have to, but all right. I mean,
It's up to you.
Yeah.
If you want to do it solo, or I mean, with
Do you want to
what?
talk to Fontis? Oh, first off, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Yeah.
And I hold out the orb to you. Just give me a touch, and we'll go right to him. I'll be with you. There's nothing new or light. We're out of there. Your choice.
All right. Well, no, actually, no, hold on.
Okay. The dice roll to determine everything. 50 right down the middle, folks.
All right, here we go.
What is it, 40?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna touch the orb.
Do you genuinely, this is the DM asking, do you genuinely want to talk, not you as a player, but does Astraios in his heart genuinely want to talk to Fontes?
He's curious.
Does he genuinely in his heart want to talk to Fontes, or is this just curiosity?
He wants to find out what it's about. Like he wants to find out if this is for real or not. I mean,
but does he, and there's a reason why I'm asking,
oh,
in his heart, does he want to talk to Fontes aside from the goal of curiosity, obtaining,
No.
knowledge?
no.
So he doesn't genuinely want to become a champion or a champion of Fontes. Like he's not, quite like actually questioning
He's
it.
not the type of character who wants somebody to have any type of control over him.
Well-
Even if it's the champion, he just wants to be him. Like you guys will find out. See, I'm thinking of stuff too. You guys
Right.
will find out how rare it is for me to travel with people.
Mhm.
How rare that
Well,
is.
I'm asking because something's about to happen then.
Mm-hmm.
So as you touch the orb and as Mirthal holds the orb,
Mm-hmm.
Mirthal, you white out. Nothing happens to you. You're like, yeah, whatever your response is to nothing happening to you.
Okay.
You again are standing on that beach with Fontes enjoying his lovely drink. His drink is no longer a coconut though. You see what looks like a actual glass, right? And what you can only assume is Mirthal familiar with alcoholic drinks at all?
New amount.
A little bit?
Uh-huh.
A Long Island iced tea.
Okay. Good choice of a drink. He touched the orb. I don't know why he's not here with me.
And Fontes looks at you. Because he doesn't want to be. It's not in his heart. You have to want to be a champion like you wanted to be a champion. In a manner of speaking, you may have been misguided, of course, by my brother. But still, you thought that you were serving your mistress. And it was in your heart. Your companion, it's not in his heart. Not to say that he doesn't have a good one. It's just, this isn't what he wants. And the heart wants what it wants. Trust me, I know.
Well, if I find you a champion, I won't need that favor.
Well, you know where to find me.
See you later.
Take care. Snaps you back out.
Do me a favor.
Mhm.
When it comes to anything asking to be a champion or anything like
my
that,
back.
don't even think of me. Cause it's gonna be no. I'm sorry. It's gonna be no.
You have nothing to apologize for.
I just
I understand.
Give me a perception roll. What's your passive perception? I know yours is 11, but what's yours, Astraios?
it's 11.
11 as well?
Yeah.
Both of you give me perception rolls for a second.
Okay.
As Aidan walks up to you guys.
22.
Wow. Damn. Okay, you definitely see
19.
something.
Yeah,
Where is my shit at?
skills.
Let's see.
9 plus 1, right?
10.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you don't quite notice it, but you notice it, Mirthal. You see on the jaw, the part that isn't so heavily damaged from the corrosive acid, right, of Aidan, you see a symbol. You see, it's almost like an engraving. It's like a fire in a brazier, right, with a pair of eyes above the fire, like in the fire, as if the fire had eyes itself.
Does it match any religious symbols I know?
Give me a religion roll.
And that is going to be a 5.
A 5. Unfortunately, nothing like this. You've seen symbols of like the knowing mistress. You have the Raven Queen. You know even about the Thunder Lord, but nothing like this. You've never seen this type of iconography before. But what it does remind you of is the similar iconography of one of your markings that you've just recently acquired, as well as the marking of Uldil. You don't know. Maybe it could have been
That's what
Vulcan.
I'm assuming. Yes.
Could be
It
Vulcan.
wasn't
You don't
player,
know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It wasn't Mirthal.
Give me a D100 roll. Closest to 50, you can assume that it's Vulcan. If it's
58.
You can safely assume that it is Vulcan, most likely. Yeah. Given your current experience, maybe Aiden's a champion. You don't know.
Is that a Vulcan on the face?
He looks at you. He goes, "Who's asking?"
Well, I'm Mirthal, but turns out
And as he showed, if his eyes could widen, they would widen.
I have found out. Sorry. I didn't mean to hide it from you.
Well, then, it would seem that fate has brought us together. And you? Where was your marking? Ironically, the one who has actual tattoo in real life doesn't have any markings in the game.
I never put anything on me.
He looks back at you. Interesting.
Mirthal here is the champion as well.
Oh, Uldil.
I'm,
Uldil. Oh, it's all good.
I'm adding extra syllables to his name.
It's all good. It's all good. Wish Uldil was here right now. He looks at Uldil. Uldil raises his hand, right? Because it's like literally on his hand. He goes, "Oh, that's a peculiar one. Tarako. And he looks at yours. Aresh. Well then, what task has your lady given you?"
I haven't actually touched her orb yet, so I do not know. This is the orb of falseness.
He looks at the blue orb. Ah, well then. Quite serendipitous that I'd find you, and then we'd find the orb. There are a few more, of course, as you may have been informed.
Yes.
I think it'd be best that we head to Kingsport. Quickly.
So, and you need immediate healing.
Yes, I know who to speak. Quite an unsavory gentleman, but he means well. And maybe you can benefit from maybe meeting him.
Perhaps. Can I get a good read on him by any chance? Does he seem...
Give me. It's hard because yeah. I'd say give me a roll. It's gonna have a high DC though. Your high DC, one roll, disadvantage, lower DC.
I'll go with disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Yeah.
Okay, disadvantage. Watch 2 natural 20s.
Yeah.
I'll give you some of my luck from Monday.
20 and a 19. Bang.
19 and 20.
13.
Okay.
Yeah, my other roll was 15, but yeah, 13.
13 is that flat out 13 or?
Flat out 13.
It's not. You can't quite tell what his intent is because of the fact that a lot of it is being masked by what you perceive as, one, could be pain, two, metal doesn't exactly have emotion, or machines don't necessarily have emotion. You do notice that there is like musculature to some of this, like robotic musculature, or what would pass as robotic musculature, that can hint at like, smiles and like a frown or something. But that too has been damaged by the acid as well. And you also saw from the healing that the healing actually helped a lot of repair at least what could pass as the spine inside the backbone.
Yeah.
Because the backbone got wrecked a lot, like at least the lower half of it got wrecked.
Mm-hmm.
So, but unfortunately, his intent, you can't quite discern whether he's being truthful and earnest, or if he is maybe misleading you, or he might be trying to use you for his own selfish purposes. Yeah, it's very muddled right now. Later, if you want to try, maybe when he's fully healed, you can try again.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. All right. So, to Kingsport.
Let's go. Lead the way.
And you see he takes a piece of the Carcosan Wurm queen, all right? Well, you can assume that the yellow was the queen. It's safe to assume that the black was the male, the king. So He takes the remnants of the Carcosan Wurm and drags it out, just for the sake of brevity. There's not another encounter for this swamp. You guys actually travel.
There was nothing in the cave.
Oh, you want to search?
Yeah.
Search. You have, let me know.
Hell
Investigation
yeah.
rolls.
I'm gonna search the cave.
Of course, yeah.
Hell yeah.
You just gotta tell me, dude. That's how it works.
16.
16.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you search through this lair or this nest, you clearly see that there have been many attempts, as Aidan had told you guys previously, of certain adventurers trying to claim the life of the Carcosan Wurm Queen.
Mm-hmm.
But unlike Aidan and you and your companion Mirthal and Uldil, you guys have met a more fortuitous fate. You were able to accomplish your task and well rewarded. Searching through the refuse, right? A mix of little refuse, like their shit, and what you could pass as shit because it stinks like all hell. Worse than what that pus smell was, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also just through the bones and the armor that were there, you find 1,500 gold. Yeah, quite a bit of gold. Like I said, years. We're talking
You want to add that, and then I'll just put it on mine later.
decades of adventurers failing to kill. So like the gold you find is literally like 100 here, 50 here, 10 here, 5 there. You search everything, right? And then you accumulate that, and you can assume that there are well over maybe 100 bodies here. So yeah, these things have been feeding. And you can also tell by the destroyed hatchery, right? That these things were just breeding here for, you can only assume,
Decades.
maybe centuries
Yeah,
even,
yeah.
right? And judging by the size, 30, 40 feet for a king, you don't know what the lifespan of these things are too.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
Because you never heard of a Carcosan worm before.
Mhm.
What? Oh my God, my back.
Should we explain it have, or?
It's up to you guys.
Well,
It's
just
up to
hold
you
on
guys.
to it now so we know we have it. And
I
then
have
If
no
you
idea.
guys want, just to keep it simple, we'll do the universal thing where, say, if you hold all the gold, he can still access it even if he's not next to you.
Okay.
Just to keep it simple.
All right, so let's just do that. For
Yeah, and then if he wants to spend it on something, say, hey, is it cool if I spend 200 gold to get this? Like something like that.
All
Yeah.
right.
But if you do want to split it later on for yourselves, you're more than welcome to. But just for the sake of simplicity, we could do that as well.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Fine.
I'm trying to keep this as simple. This is more of a narrative-driven game than it is a rule lawyer up the butt game.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I hate those games.
Yeah, I do too. This is more for the journey and the adventure. You know, both your journey as well as completing your tasks as characters, and then as well as maybe completing the tasks of these aspects too. It's up to you guys. Everything's your choice. Like, I'm not gonna, just to deter for a second. I didn't force him to become a champion. He specifically chose not to. His character. That's why I asked him, "Is it in your character's heart of hearts to become a champion?" He said no. So I'm not going to force it on him.
Yeah, I
So
got it.
that's why Fontes even admitted that too. So you had a heart. You, despite being misled, not misguided. That was the wrong word. Misled. You thought you were serving your Raven Queen, who's an aspect of death, or a god of death. So that in turn translated to, yes, I will serve death, the aspect of death. So that's how you're able to be granted the rank of champion.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Misled, but yeah. And then you could still choose later on down the road whether you want to or not. But anyway, that's later. So as long as well as the 1,500 gold, you find a sword.
Okay.
It resembles a longsword, but that's all you find so far, as well as the gold.
So you find a sword that resisted acid, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The sword looks, at least in its appearance, it has like a platinum sheen to it, and in the hilt of the sword is a gemstone.
Mm-hmm.
The gemstone is gemstones don't get tarnished, but if there was like grime and muck, years of grime and muck have caked onto this gemstone, so it's kind of hard to tell what the color is. And then on the pommel, right, just there's like a slight divergence of what looks like wings on the bottom. Just as like an accent on the pommel.
I guess I'm taking that
Yeah.
sword.
Okay, you take the sword. You don't know what it is,
No.
other than just a very ornate sword so far. A long sword, an ornate long sword.
Okay.
Give me.
You show me at all, out of curiosity?
You also find another sword.
Okay.
This one's very crude, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one looks like it looks like a long bone of some kind, right? Or possibly a fossil. And the Mayan jaguar warriors, how they had the sword they had the, I don't know the exact name of their weapon, but it had the obsidian edges. This has edges as well, but these are bone, basically spiked bones going from it. So it's a bone sword of some kind as well.
So it's a regular sword though?
It's a long sword as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get 1,500 gold. Like I said, hundreds of bodies, maybe centuries of adventures. You're bound to find something. And with the 16, you found a decent haul.
I give him the bone sword. I'm like, here, check this out. I don't know what it is. Maybe you have a better idea.
I have prestidigitation just to get on rhyme and Earl off of it.
On the bone sword, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he didn't show me the other one. So
Okay.
I can't do that.
So-
I have it in my hand, but I didn't give it to you yet. Like I didn't give it to
You
you.
want me
Like,
to see that up for you?
the bone sword looks brand spanking new now.
See?
oh,
I need this to that.
It's gone from like a very like sickly yellow to just a slight off white, right? The way bone's supposed to look when it's like a little aged, right?
I haven't cleaned the other sword.
Prestidigitation the other swords and seen the shamans and everything else.
So
It is clean enough.
it looked the
Do it.
platinum esque. It's not platinum, but what you can assume is a platinum esque exterior to this sword, right? Particularly the hilt was lustrous before. It's beaming now, and there's a lack of light in here too. So there's an innate radiant quality to this blade, right? That it emits. The gemstone is a sapphire, or what you can perceive to be a sapphire.
Okay.
Then you should hold on to that one. Uldil, you want to hold on to the bone sword?
Uldil looks at you. He goes,
Uldil's
Ash's
Ash's
character.
character,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Not really my type of thing.
I'll hold on to it then just in case we find somebody.
I'm sure maybe see if Revnor? The dude.
Whoa,
Wait, no, oh my God.
that's a different campaign, bro.
Oh my God.
I don't know what the hell you
No,
was
that was the
Wasn't that dude with us again or no? The chief of the village?
Grimnir.
Grimnir, there you go.
No,
he's
Grimnir's
back
back
in
at
the
the village. Remember, you
Oh.
convinced him to stay and lead his people.
Oh, yes, I did. Yeah,
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the earliest feats of the group.
My man, you know how long it's been since we played this
Dude,
campaign?
yes, it's been like 4 months, 6 months, no, even longer.
It's
What?
almost been a whole year.
March,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
March,
it's
yeah.
it's insane. But yes, I'm glad we're back together. So you search. You guys ready to go back to Kingsport? Just for this, because there are no more encounters for this area.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys get to Kingsport. Without spoiling too much, your respective universes / worlds, because yes, this is a multiversal story. What world are you from? Are you from the Forgotten Realms, like the traditional D&D Forgotten Realms, or are you from, Exandria?
I'm
Or
gonna say Exandria.
Exandria?
Based on all the religions I know,
okay,
I'm gonna go with that.
Exandria.
Exandria.
How about you? Where's your character from? A homebrew world of some sort? Okay, so we'll go.
I never thought about that. Sure, yeah. Sure.
You know what? I think your character would definitely be from Waterdeep.
Okay.
If you want that, you cool with that?
So for the
I have
Forgotten
no idea.
Realms.
I have no
Forgotten
idea
Realms.
what Waterdeep is. Sure, I'll
Okay.
roll with it.
Oh,
Alright,
I
I'll
gotta
send
run
you-
that adventure for you.
It's that's I think his character would be definitely reminds you of like a Waterdeep character,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, especially when you have like the whole like mischievous demons and shit. Anyway, but we'll not get too spoiler into that. Yeah, because we did leave that out of his back. He forgot to tell me where he was actually specifically from. So
To be fair.
no, but I figured you would either prefer Exandria or the Forgotten Realms, judging by the deific characters that your character revolves around and knows about. So you get to this place, and it's something unlike anything you have possibly ever seen before. From the architecture resembling late Victorian era architecture, right? And this city's massive. Like you're used to big cities, being pointing to Mirthal. You're used to big cities. You've seen large cities, Rexingtram, right? I'm drawing a blank. Coastal city. Port Damali, thank you. Right? You're used to seeing them and just how bustling they can be during the day. This is, like I said before, unlike anything you've seen before. We're talking a city that could very well house close to hundreds of thousands, if not even maybe close to maybe 500,000 people. It is huge. And you see this city from where you are, because you're kind of like on a higher part of it, because it kind of slopes down. You see it just extends all the way out to what you can assume maybe be some sort of pier on the coast, because you do hear in the distance just like the sound of like a little foghorn going off. And then you also see the architecture. While it is late Victorian era, there are elements of steampunk in it as well. You see actual moving automobiles, but they're crude in design. Of course, it's nothing like we have today, like here. And you also see that they are steam powered, and it's not that everyone has them. It's more kind of like a trolley service, right? And you also see what looks like going from tall cityscape to tall skyscraper. What looks like almost like a steampunk version of a air trolley.
This is weird.
Welcome to Kingsport. My home. For the past several years, at least. Well, let's go meet that folk. And you guys go in. The guards don't pay any mind to you. They look you up and down. They look at each other. They just nod their head as, say, go in.
That's a verse, okay.
You can give me an insight check. Oh, both of you two. Astraios.
Okay, so where are we going right now?
Kingsport to meet a certain
No,
individual.
where are we right now?
A natural
I have no
one.
insight today.
Natural one? Two. Damn it.
13.
Okay. That's enough. You can assume that the policy here is you don't cause trouble, we won't give you trouble. And you just got here, and we've never seen you before, so we're going to assume you're not causing trouble.
Okay.
Yet. So, that's what you can assume from the guards.
Astraios is the main character, but that sounds like it sounds
I want to do an investigation.
Of what?
The area. Like, I want to see if I can see anything that's out of place, or just, because even though things are different, I've never seen a place like this. People still tend to act the same when you're doing shady things, when you have something
Right.
So I want to see if I could notice something like that.
So as you guys are walking, you enter the city, and it is huge. It's like the tourist. I'll let you guys choose whether you do this, whether you do the tourist thing where you look at like New York City for the first time, like look at the skyscrapers, and all of a sudden you get like vertigo. You can decide whether you want to do that, because they literally have what could very well be the precipice of skyscrapers, essentially.
That doesn't oppress me. I just want to do what I want to do.
No, I know, but I'm saying then you don't look up. Then you just see tall buildings, whatever.
Mirthal is
Doesn't care either?
to find the path to where he needs to go.
Right, and Aidan's leading you basically.
Aidan's leading, so
Right.
that's my main focus.
Okay,
Enjoying the city Kuwait.
gotcha. Give me an investigation roll. Are you proficient in investigation?
Mhm.
Advantage.
Natural 20.
It's
And
don't need to
then
roll.
natural
What? Then what? That's amazing.
A rare occurrence called a true natural choice.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, so not as all as it seems here. It seems that's a little redundant. Not as all as it seems. You do notice as you're walking, from your experience with the arcane arts, being an artificier, you do notice sigils in certain back alleys as Aidan's leading you to where he's, leading you. You guys are walking down this main thoroughfare, and bustling. It's like a busy New York City street, right? There are nice people, there are rude people, there are people trying to, sell you, folklies, fuchi, that type of stuff. Basically, that equivalent in this universe. On the city street, people offering to draw caricatures of you. There's actually someone who actually draws a really cool caricature of Mirthal, is like, trying to panhandle you. But yeah, you notice sigils in these alleyways off to the byways, right? And then as you're walking past and you're getting closer to where you can assume is Aidan's leading you, there's one sigil that catches your eye because it's written. Do you know Infernal?
I know Abyssal.
Abyssal? Okay.
Mhm.
You don't know Infernal, but this sigil is Infernal. And you know Abyssal is a cousin, could very well be a cousin of Infernal. They're not the same, but they're similar.
The other side of the coin.
Exactly. Down this alleyway. What it says, you don't know because you don't know, or what it symbolizes, you don't know because you don't have experience with Infernal. But make a note of that if you want, given your character's backstory.
Okay.
Yeah. You also, with your investigation, you actually start to map out the city in your head. So whenever you need to get somewhere, right, in this city, as long as it's a place you've explored, you can get there without an investigation roll. So say if in this quadrant you want to look for a blacksmith or something, because you rolled 2 natural, which I have to reward you for that, 2 natural 20s, you get basically insta teleport. I want to go to blacksmith.
Instant transmission.
You definitely know that there's a blacksmith in this area. You go there instantly. You know the best one in town. You saw it because the way it looked. You can do that in this section. There can be sections of the city you don't know, but if you investigate those sections and roll 2 natural 20s again,
you better go to. We better go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Just tonight. If I roll 2 natural 20s again, and I'm playing nothing but craps.
All right, I'll sell some stocks and I'll sell some of my stocks and we'll head out. But yeah, and so Aidan finally leads you to what looks to a place that's out of place. While everything looks grand and grandiose and somewhat Art Deco, right, with a little bit of that Victorian, like late Victorian flair. This place is a small manor. Looks like a small manor, right? And it is shorter than any of the other buildings around. The architecture is somewhat of a plantation style, right? And pure white with black trim in the black roof, and it slants, and a black wrought iron fence surrounded by posts of alabaster granite. Well, this is it. Come on. We shouldn't keep him waiting. And so you're led through. And as you're led through, the gates that were open close as you pass through them.
You look behind me, and I keep walking.
Yes. Don't worry, that's all for flair. Likes to make a show of things sometimes, even though he may not admit it. The doors open without anyone opening them. You guys enter?
I do.
You enter. Aidan enters. How about you, Astraios?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Aidan looks back. You coming? Or are you going to stay out there?
I'll stay out here for now.
All right, suit yourself. If you change your mind, knock 3 times. And specifically, you have to do this. Knock 3 times. Then cover the people with your thumb. Your left thumb has to be your left. Don't do the right.
Okay.
And the door closes. Standing, as though waiting for you guys already, is a gentleman. Blue skin, slick black hair, eyes that glow, somewhat, not glow, but the way the light hits it, there's like a radiance to it. And it's almost like a pinkish hue. He stands in what you can assume is some sort of military garb. Arms behind the back. Then he looks at Aidan. Then he looks at Mirthal. You're late, he says, calm, not revealing any sort of emotion. Got held up. Some good news. Found another one. He looks at Mirthal. And so, who is it that you serve? And then he reveals his marking And that is where we pick up next time. All right, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed tonight's session. I wanted to keep it because, I think some people have work, including myself. And I'm got a shower still from the gym, and my back is killing me. Yeah. So think about what's going to happen next time you met. Think about who you met. And,
What the hell I'm walking into?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty
you
much.
seem to be on a solo mission because
I know.
Oh, you think about what you're going to be doing this whole time. Are you just going to be standing there?
I already know what I'm gonna be doing.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for listening to what's going to be the 5th episode of Eternal Champions, I think. I have to double check. 5th or 4th. I hope you enjoyed listening, and I hope that we can record soon. So, this is the DM Mike signing out. Mirthal, Ernie,
Thanks for joining us. Have a good night, fellas.
Damien, Astraios.
Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, release the Snyder Cut, baby. All day, every day.
Absolutely. And then when it comes out, watch the Snyder Cut.
On repeat.
Exactly.
Yes, on rinse and repeat.
So thank you for listening again. And as always, stay golden, everyone.